Hello, the gang of TKG Army. Once again, welcome to your favorite channel, TKG Physics Classes. So students, today we will discuss another important part from your current electricity chapter. Today we will discuss potentiometer. And with the concept of potentiometer, I will make two videos. These are part number 1, this is video number 1. And what we will learn in this video? In this video, we will learn the basic concept of potentiometer. At first, we will learn what is potentiometer. Then we will discuss about the difference of potentiometer and voltmeter. Then what is the basic principle of potentiometer, then construction, and finally we will discuss the sensitivity of potentiometer. And about the application of potentiometer, I will make another video. Okay, and all of you know we are almost in the last part for your current electricity chapter, and those who are new in this channel and want to learn the basic concept of previous classes, just go back to the channel playlist. All the concepts are there as a playlist, as a series. Go and watch it. Now begins the class. So first of all, you have to learn about this part, the name of potentiometer. You just see, if you see this one, the potentiometer, potentio, that means potential. We will measure potential. We will measure the unknown EMF or potential difference with the help of potentiometer, where we use a wire of length 4 meter to 10 meter. That's why it is named as potentiometer. That is, here we use potentio, that means potential or potential difference, with the help of a circuit where we use a wire which length is some meters. Okay, so what is the definition of potentiometer? The main function of potentiometer measures the unknown EMF. You see, it is a device which measures an unknown EMF or potential difference more accurately. It gives the value of potentiometer more accurately with respect to voltmeter. All of you know about voltmeter. Voltmeter is also a device which gives the potential value. But here we don't use voltmeter. Question is why? Why we don't use voltmeter? In general, voltmeter gives a convenient value, doesn't give the accurate value. This potentiometer is based on the principle of null method, and those devices which based on the principle of null method gives the accurate result. You just see one example. Suppose there is electric circuit here, resistance 5 ohm, and there is a voltmeter. And you will measure the potential difference, and the current flowing in this way. Suppose positive I current is flowing. So suppose this I current is 2 ampere, for example. So what is the voltage for this circuit? V equal to R into I, all of you know Ohm's law, and here the value of R, that is 5, and the value of I, that is 2. So here voltmeter result, that is 10 volt. These are exact value. But you see, when current of value 2 ampere is flowing in this circuit, here current will divide in two parts. Some of the current in flowing in this circuit, suppose here current flowing 0.5 ampere, and here current flowing 1.5 ampere, that is 1.5 plus 0.5, 2 ampere. Now what will be the reading across voltmeter? Voltmeter gives a reading which is equal to, write it down, that is V is equal to R into I. Here R, that is 5, but here current flowing through this resistance, that is 1.5. So this value gives 1.5. So this result will be 7.5 volt. You just see the basic difference, and this value gives with the help of voltmeter. Voltmeter gives the potential difference between 2 points, and the result is 1.5. But our actual result, that is 5 into 2, that is 10 volt. So this is our exact value, and this is our convenient value. So voltmeter always gives a convenient value. Why? Because some amount of current is flowing through this voltmeter. Okay, so that's why where we have to measure the exact value, we have to measure the accurate value, in that case we use potentiometer. Potentiometer always gives the accurate value and exact value. Now what is the principle of potentiometer? On which principle potentiometer works? You see, these are the principle. Write it down first. So according to principle of potentiometer, what we can say, the basic principle of potentiometer is that when a constant current, mind it, this point is very important, when a constant current is flowing through a wire of uniform cross-sectional area, this point is also important, area of the wire must be uniform. Okay, not like that. Suppose this is a wire, this looks like this one, not like that. This portion is thin, this portion is thick. Always the wire should be uniform, like this way. The wire should be uniform, the area of cross section should be uniform, and composition, that is the material of the wire, same, that is resistivity must be same. Then the potential drop across any length of the wire is directly proportional to that length. So according to the principle of potentiometer, we can write this one, that is V, voltage drop or potential drop, V directly proportional to length. That is, we can write V equal to, there is a constant K into L. This is our principle of potentiometer. Now how we will it prove? Okay, prove it. Suppose you know the Ohm's law. According to Ohm's law, we can write proof of principle of potentiometer. According to Ohm's law, we can write V equal to R into I. Suppose this is our equation 1, and all of you know the expression of resistance, R is equal to rho L by A. We already completed this part. Now you just putting this value in equation 1, then what will happen? Write it down. When you putting this value in this equation, then the V will be, therefore V equal to R, in the place of R you write rho L by A into I. Now you see the principle of potentiometer. Principle of potentiometer says that when a constant amount of current flowing through a wire, that is current I constant, of uniform cross-sectional area, that is A cross constant, and composition, that is rho also constant, then what we can say? We can say that rho I by A, here rho I by A, that is gives a constant value, suppose K. Okay, so what we can write here, that is V equal to rho I by A, that is K, and there is L. So V equal to KL. From here you can say V is directly proportional to L. That is, the potential drop across a wire is exactly equal to the length of that wire. Okay, how much potential will drop in a wire is exactly equal to the length of that wire. Now from this equation we can also define another physical quantity, that is, what is the value of K? From here you write K equal to V by L. V by L, that is voltage or potential, divided by L, that is length. And all of you know divide by length is sometimes always named as gradient. We learned pressure gradient, that is pressure divided by length. So here potential divided by length is named as obviously potential gradient. So from here you can write the definition of potential gradient. Write it. The ratio of, but the rate of change of electric potential with respect to length. The rate of change of potential with respect to length. Rate of the change of potential difference with respect to length of a wire is called potential gradient. And it is represented by this symbol K, that is equal to V by L. Now from here you can draw this graph V versus L. What will be the nature of this graph? L V. V directly proportional to L. That means here nature will be straight line passing through this origin. And what is the unit of potential gradient? You know the SI unit will be potential volt and length, that is volt per meter, and the CGS unit will be stat volt divided by centimeter. Okay, so volt per meter and stat volt per centimeter are the units of potential gradient. Now we will see the construction of potentiometer, how it is constructed. Potentiometer is made of a wire having length of some meters. Generally it is the length of the wire is from 4 meter to 10 centimeter. So this is our construction. You see the total, this is our wire A to B, total length maybe 4 meter, maybe 5 meter, 4 to 10 meter. Here the total wire is placed in this way. Suppose this wire having length 1 meter, that is 100 centimeter, this one 100 centimeter, 100 centimeter, like this way the wires are placed along this way and they are joined with a metallic strip. Suppose this is a copper thick metallic strip. Why? Because it make a compact circuit. If the wire of length 4 meter and you are placed like this way, the length will be more, the length will be large. It is not suitable for us. So for make a compact part, we will always use this concept, then that the wire are placed like this way and they are joined with a copper strip. Now here at point A we connect a battery, that is our named as auxiliary battery. This is not the main battery which we want to calculate the EMF. This is our supplied battery. Okay, then a key, then a rheostat, and at point A you just connect a voltmeter, and with a voltmeter you connect a jockey. All of you know about jockey. Is a metallic strip and the ending point is very sharp. It can you can touch this jockey from point A to from point B anywhere. Okay, so this is our construction. Now we have to see what is the function of this key. When we close this key, that means the circuit is closed, the current is flowing. But when you open this key, that means their circuit is open, there is no current is flowing. When you are calculating this value, the length, then you have to join this key. But when your reading completed, then you have to open this key. Now you have to learn how to calculate the main function of potentiometer, that is we measure unknown EMF or potential difference. Now how to calculate unknown EMF or potential difference? Okay, check it. So for calculating unknown EMF or potential difference, we will make a circuit. In general, suppose this is our wire, this wire A to B, and I am considering this wire like this way, not like this way. For taking example, we will consider like wire like this way, and from point A of this wire a battery is connected, suppose a battery is connected, and after battery there is a key, there is a rheostat like this, okay, and the cell which we have to determine the value of EMF is connected here, and a cell has EMF, always a cell has internal resistance. Suppose this cell has internal resistance R, EMF E, and then we have to connect a galvanometer, then there is a jockey J. All of you know about jockey. In practical you will see that there is a metal strip which ending point is very sharp, and this jockey is placed from situated from A to B. You can touch the jockey from A to B anywhere, okay. Now here we have to find out this unknown EMF value. This is our battery, this is our battery voltage V. So this point is negative, that means here there's only wire, that means up to this point this voltage is negative, and now here voltage increases because one cell is connected of EMF E, okay. Now actually what we calculate here, first of all, when this battery flows a constant amount of current in this circuit, and then you have to use this jockey, you have to place this jockey from point A to B at anywhere, and you have to find out the null point. All of you know about the null point. Null point is a point where the value of current, the galvanometer, shows no deflection. Galvanometer is a device which shows deflection when there is a small flow of current. Here actually we find out the null point which is situated between A and B anywhere, and at null point the galvanometer shows no deflection. So suppose at first you touch your jockey here. When you touch jockey at this point, suppose galvanometer shows deflection in this direction. Galvanometer shows deflection in this direction. Now you touch your jockey here. When you touch jockey here, suppose galvanometer shows deflection in this way. Galvanometer shows deflection in this way. That means between these 2 points there is a specific point when galvanometer shows no deflection. So like this way you touch here, galvanometer shows deflection but smaller with respect to previous one. You touch jockey here, so galvanometer shows deflection in this direction but the deflection is smaller. So like this way, suppose at this point when you touch jockey at this point, the galvanometer shows no deflection, that means the direction of current like this way, that is I is equal to 0. In that condition the value of current I is equal to 0. This is the null method. And what is the meaning of it? At this point I is equal to 0, that means obviously this point I is equal to 0. This point I is equal to 0, that's why there is no current I is equal to 0, and it happens when we use the null method. Now you see here I0, in that condition I0, that means we can say, suppose this point is X, the total length of this wire AB, and the length of E to C, that is X. So the potential drop across AC must be equal to the potential drop across these 2 points. Suppose this point is P and this point is Q. Question is why? Because this point potential 0, battery, this is a negative, potential 0. So this point potential 0, that means at this point potential 0. Now here cell connected, so potential increases, so potential E. Then after that there is internal resistance, so there must be a voltage drop. You know the value of voltage drop formula, I into R, but no, there is no voltage drop. Question is why? Because there is no flow of current, I0. And why no flow of current? Because it's work on the principle of null method. We find out a point where no deflection of current. So when there is no flow of current, this voltage drop is equal to 0. So there is no voltage drop. mind it, there is no voltage drop across it. So obviously the voltage drop across AC exactly equal to the voltage potential difference across AC is exactly equal to the potential difference across PQ. Write it down. Potential difference across AC exactly equal to the potential difference across PQ. Now you know the principle of potentiometer, that is V by L. What is the meaning of V by L? V by L is indicates the potential drop per unit length. So what is the value of VAC? Potential drop per unit length, that is V by L, and here AC, that is length is X. For length L, potential drop V. For length 1, potential drop V by L. For length X, potential drop will be V by L into X. So this value will be V by L into X, and this value exactly equal to the potential difference, the point P and Q, and the potential difference between the point P and Q, that is E. So we find it E is equal to, this is our formula, this is our unknown EMF. With the help of this equation, we will find the unknown EMF, the potential difference. Now using this scale, you can easily find out the value of X, this value. Okay. And this battery voltage suppose given 10 volt, this battery voltage suppose given 10 volt. So you put this value, you find out the value of X, then you can easily find out this unknown EMF. Now mind it, there is two important point. Obviously this polarity must be same, here negative pole and here obviously negative pole. When polarity will be changed, the result will be different. And another point, the supplied battery voltage must be greater than the EMF of unknown battery, unknown cell. Why? Suppose this battery voltage is 10 volt, this battery voltage is 10 volt, and this unknown EMF value is 12 volt. What will happen? This battery voltage is 10 volt, that means for this length, for total length L, the voltage drop that is 10. But for this purpose, for up to this portion, the voltage drop will be decreases. So here we have to use one condition, that is the supplied battery voltage must be greater than the EMF of this cell. Okay, so in this way we can find out the EMF, the unknown EMF or potential difference of a cell with the help of potentiometer, and this result gives accurate value. But voltmeter, the result gives not accurate value. Okay, now students, we will discuss the sensitivity of potentiometer. So students, this is our sensitivity of potentiometer. What is the meaning of sensitivity of potentiometer? The sensitiveness of potentiometer means that the smallest potential difference that can be measured with itself. How much value of potential difference can be measured with the help of a potentiometer? How much small value? That means the sensitivity of potentiometer is more. Suppose a potentiometer measure the small value of potential difference, that is 2.0 volt, and another potentiometer measure the potential difference value, that is 0.2 and 0.1. So obviously this potentiometer has higher sensitivity with respect to this one. The smallest potential difference measure with a potentiometer is known as high sensitiveness of that potentiometer. Okay, so what factor potentiometer sensitivity depends? So the factor, that is the sensitivity, can be increased by decreasing its potential gradient. We learn about the potential gradient, that is K equal to V by L. By decreasing K, we can increase the sensitivity of potentiometer. Now how we can decrease K? You can see with the help of this equation we can easily say that K is inversely proportional to L. That means with, you just see, increase the length of potentiometer. When you increase the length of potentiometer, your potential gradient will be decreases. So that's why in sometimes we use potentiometer wire of length 4 meter, sometimes we use potentiometer wire of 5 meter, 6 meter. it depends upon sensitivity, how much sensitivity you required. So by increasing the length of potentiometer wire, we can easily decrease the potential gradient, and when the potential gradient decreases, the sensitivity can be increased. And there is another way, you just see, if the length is fixed, that is fixed length, if the length is fixed, there is another way in which you can change the value of K, and the way is, you just see, K is directly proportional to V when length fixed. So suppose you are considering a potentiometer wire of length 4 meter. So, and you want to increase the sensitivity of potentiometer. So there is another way, that is you have to change V. How? You know V, that is equal to I into R. That means here you have to increase R. When R will be increases, I will be decreases, because resistance is the obstacle to flow of current. So this is independent on each other. When we increase R, I will be decreases. So if the wire is fixed length, then it can be decreased by reducing the current, by reducing this current in the potentiometer wire, and by increasing the resistance, when resistance increases, in that condition current decreases. So when resistance is very high, current is very low, so this value will be decreases, and it is decreases with the help of rheostat. You see, in a circuit there is a rheostat, combination of resistors. So with increasing resistance, current decreases, as well as V decreases. When V decreases, the potential gradient increases. So in this way we can increase the sensitivity of potentiometer. So students, this is our today topic. In next class we will discuss the application of potentiometer. There are two applications of potentiometer. With the help of potentiometer, we can compare the EMFs of two primary cells. With the help of potentiometer, we can find out the internal resistance of a primary cell, internal resistance of a cell. So this part we will discuss in next class. Today I am ending here. Meet you soon. Till then, bye bye.